Whew, okay, so I have not been on in a while. Hi guys, I know I have not made a video in forever, but I just felt I had something here to talk about. I'm starting this new series on my channel here called Real Talk, and it's just me vlogging and talking, giving my opinion on stuff, and just like real talk about the way I think. Maybe it'll give you guys more insight into my mind and give us some cool stuff to talk about. Well, I posted something on Facebook. Of course, Facebook. And it just started stuff. And I'm just like, really? So I posted this thing, I'll show the picture, put it up, but it's really just a lot of text saying, growing up in an abusive household is a fucking trip, dude. If you've never had someone angrily wash a dish at you or fold a sock in your direction, then how are you going to understand why I get nervous when you quietly do the laundry, or why I ask, "Are you mad at me?" when you set the bag of groceries down too hard? It's a totally different way of living, and it impacts you long after you've left the situation. And then someone under it wrote, "This is so important." Another person, "Abused kids speak a language you can't learn." Another one, "My heart races when I hear someone sigh, and then the adrenaline takes forever to wear off. I hate having these reactions even when I know I'm safe." Someone else said, "I didn't realize reacting like this wasn't normal, haha." And finally, another person said, "I'm not overreacting. My reactions are adequate to what I'm used to. People don't get it." So I decided to reshare that. I saw someone else post it, and I was like, yeah, I feel like that, because like I had crazy parents growing up, kind of. I love them both. My mom more so than my dad, but my dad was kind of a hard ass. And that's not a bad thing. I still love him. He made me better in some ways, having to live with him like that and being raised by someone like that. But he was hard on me sometimes. Even he got slightly like mentally abusive and everything. It was more mental abuse than it was physical. He didn't really often hit me or anything. I didn't get beaten within an inch of my life. Like, that's terrible. That's not something you wish on certainly a child or even your worst enemy. So I shared that, and I was like, yeah, I expected to get likes on it, but I did not expect this one person, who I will not name, I will keep secret, but if you're on my Facebook, you probably know who it was, and I really don't think I can be friends with this person anymore, because I'm tired of this person reacting this kind of same exact way. He, she, they react the same way on things, and they always have to relate it to themselves. Like, okay, so what it started with, the person in question said, "Angry dishwashing?" question mark. And I replied yes. And this person said, "I think there may be something to the right's laughing at snowflakes after all." Like, calling me a snowflake? Excuse me, if you know me, I'm not a freaking snowflake. I mean, sometimes I act it. Maybe I'm a little sensitive, but, the world is not hurt for having a sensitive person in the world, for one more person being kind of sensitive. I can take a joke too, but calling me a snowflake, that's ridiculous. Ugh, just wow. And I'm like, no, dude, this post just shows if you haven't lived with it, you don't get it. But I reshared this because I get it, because that angrily washing a dish sometimes turned into more, and you never knew when it would or wouldn't. And I live with people who you didn't know when it would happen. It was like a volcano going off. Is Mount Vesuvius going to explode today or no? Like, is this going to be terrible, or am I going to be able to just go to my room and deal with like whatever and go do whatever I need to do? And just it just spiraled out of control here. And oh, this person brought up, "You mean like my mother smashing the dishes? That's angry washing, or my father beating me unconscious." Well, I'm sorry he got beaten unconscious. That's pretty messed up. That should not have happened. Well, we can't help how our parents treat us. And his parents, it sounds like they didn't deserve to have him. Like, they shouldn't have been able to keep him. Like, where was child services being called on that? But, geez, Like, it's like, okay, so you had it clearly possibly worse than me physically, but that to invalidate me totally, that's not cool either. Like, wow. So then it goes on, and I'm like, okay, you live with more overt abuse, clearly. It's not a pissing match, but this post isn't about overt abuse. It's about abuse. It's about more subtle things and how that sticks with you. Like, I find with my boyfriend, I'm constantly having to be reassured he's not mad, and it's ridiculous, but it's still a thing. So I saw this and was like, this is me. You know, I've had moments where maniac comes in or something, or he's just tired after work, and I mistake his tired for angry. And I'm like, are you pissed at me? I don't even know. Because in my house, some of these signs read as I'm pissed off at you for no reason and like without any warning or anything. Random, just sighs. Someone else posted down here like all those signs were the grenade pins. You knew that some shit was gonna go down. If you even breathed wrong, it's brutal. And I'm like, or it's more you can't tell if the grenade is even legit or not. Like, is this grenade going to go off in my hand? Do I need to throw it, or can I just hold on to this? Because I could just hold on to it too and it could be fine. And I just thought I'd share that because, like, you know, I kind of have been shaped by being raised by the parents I was raised by. Like, if I was raised by other parents, like, who beat me, like, you know, I'd be a certain different way. I'd be very different. If I was raised by this person's parents, I would have turned out pretty much maybe how he did. Like, I don't know, same level, maybe a little bit better, but I wouldn't be who I am right now today. Definitely who you're raised by and how you're raised has things to do with, I mean, there's reasons why I'm kind of where I'm at in my life right now. I'm seeing that my upbringing kind of has affected it. It's made things a little bit more difficult for me, given me some hurdles to go over before getting to where I need to get to. I have issues right now because of it. I'm facing them down, like, and trying to work at it. Like a fear of failure, for one, because failure, I felt, was never allowed in my house, at least not for me. Whew, this is some heavy stuff, but I figured I'd get this all out there and put that all out there. I have to get this off my chest. It's just ridiculous. And then someone who I thought was a friend of mine jumps on, LOL, look at you fighting among yourselves for biggest victim. And I'm like, I don't care who the biggest victim is. Clearly, it looks like, okay, the other person wins, but I don't really give a frick who the biggest victim is. I just don't like being invalidated, gaslighted, called a snowflake over saying that, you know, I identify with this post and everything. It's like, it seems like this person who decided to jump on me like a dog on a stake doesn't even understand what the post is saying. Like, doesn't understand emotional abuse versus like physical abuse. They're two very different things. This is like psychology 101. I studied it, like how abuse affects a child, especially I had child development courses that I took when I was in college. And I learned, I was like, holy crud, this is why I'm the way I am. And knowing that, I know where I can, how to get to where I need to get to and be how I need to be to change my thought patterns and everything and work at that. Like, I can kind of self diagnose self, like, I know you shouldn't self diagnose, but self-diagnose, self-work on things so that, you know, maybe because I can't afford a psychologist, psychiatrist, or anything, but it's hard to find good mental health. That's why I just would rather work on it myself. But just learning things, it's like, yeah, this is going to affect a child's development. This is going to make them a certain way. This is why I'm this way. Oh, yeah. I just like, ugh, makes me so frustrated. Like, just don't invalidate someone. If they say, you know, they had a tough childhood, let them, like, say they had a tough childhood and move on. You don't have to play, oh, I had it worse. That's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I wonder if they'll say anything else. Anything else said? I don't know. Let me go back to my post. Where is it? But, oh, I just have so much stress and tension talking about this. But it was just ridiculous how the person called me names and everything. And then the person went into, well, then another person jumped in and said, I'm right. You have no idea how bad abuse can get, especially when it's emotional. Emotional abuse can cause you to walk on eggshells and have anxiety about even the smallest of things. We we have all been through stuff, and I'm pretty sure there are worse things than being beaten. I don't think there's worse things than being beaten, but don't make people feel like compared to your life, theirs and what they've been through is nothing or invalid. That's fucking ignorant and crappy. That's what that person said. And I agree with that last sentence. Like, don't invalidate and compare people's lives and make, you know, just, ugh. And then this person's reply was to go off on some rant about every generation before had it worse than the one that came after. And when the next generation complains, the previous shake their heads, going, "Oh, really? For you to blanket statement?" Like, I don't know why this person went into the generational rant thing here, but abuse is abuse. Like, my response was, I don't understand the generational rant this person went into. Abuse is abuse, and while it tends to get slightly better generation after generation, it's still abuse. So, what freaking point this person was trying to get at, I have no clue. It makes no sense. But dude, you started it getting personal and pulling your story into my post. You could have just chuckled to yourself at it, thinking your sob story takes the cake, and kept going. But if you are going to belittle my past experience and call me a fracking snowflake when you don't know me or my past for shit, well, I can't help stupid. That was my reply. Because I just, like, wow, I can't help this person. This person's never going to, like, not think about themselves and have to put themselves in everything first. Like, that's just how this person is. And I've seen that on other posts that weren't even mine before, so I just, like, kind of had to delete them. I was like, I don't need this kind of person in my life. I dealt enough with that, being gaslighted, being playing pissing matches in college with people, friends that I'm still friends with now, but I'm just like, hopefully, I think they've moved on. They realized what they were doing, and they moved on from it and realized it's stupid to do that. But just wow. And so far, no replies on that, but just wow. I'm just speechless. I do like my one friend here coming to my rescue, the one who started in, the one who said, um, don't make people feel like compared to your life, theirs and what they've been through is nothing or invalid. Like, thank you to that person. You know who you are. But then some of the stuff they said, I was just like, I can't agree with that. Your name calling, I don't agree with the name calling. Wait, did I say stuff about the person jumping on me saying like I'm like we're playing biggest victim? Like, no, I don't care who's the biggest victim. But this person, that's what they care about, that a lot. They played that game a lot, and I'm just like, no. So this has been an interesting first episode of Real Talk. I've got other topics in mind for Real Talk, and it's like 15 minutes so far, so I've ranted enough. Other episodes coming soon. Leave your comments in the comment section if you agree with me or you think I am a snowflake for saying stuff about my past and everything. I mean, I try not to let it ruin me, but if anything, I'm just using it to shape me to make me a better person. Yep. Bye, guys.